Hello, welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz, and I will be guiding you on this journey today. I am going to start off with the zodiac sign readings, and then I will continue on to the human design profile readings. I usually just kind of mix them all up, but I don't know. For whatever reason, I don't want to do it that way. But I am making this little intro to ask you to subscribe to the channel. Um, I would love if you would do that. And this feels so awkward for me to even say, which is probably why this is it sounds super awkward, but I rarely, if ever, have even mentioned or asked for subscribers or for you to subscribe. And this is why, because it's awkward and it's uncomfortable for me, I'm just over that. I'm done with that. So I've already done the Cancer reading, and I meant to just kind of stop in the middle, once I got to the middle cards or whatever, and just be like, hey, something supernatural that, it didn't sound so weird to be like, oh, subscribe to the channel, whatever. But it didn't turn out that way. So here I am blabbering on about I don't even know. So subscribe now so we both don't forget. And if at some point in the middle of the reading you're just like, F this B, unsubscribe. It's literally just a click of a button. So that way we both don't forget, and you can help me out. I'd appreciate that. Okay, let's get into the readings. Virgo, how's it going? I don't know what it is. But I feel excited to do your reading. I feel excited. So that's good. That's a good start. I wonder if you are excited for something, excited for, just the possibilities for the future. I don't know. But let's get you an oracle card, and then of course we'll get your tarot out. We don't take the cards that flip. We only take the card that comes out of the deck. We want commitment, Mother. Love that. I mean, it could, of course, have to do with your mother if you're a mom. But that's not the original kind of feeling that I got was nurturing something. I mean, we can see on this card that this person is breastfeeding a child. We have the Nine of Wands. We have the Page of Swords. So definitely an energy about nurturing something. And two, number one, to keep it alive, right? I mean, we have to keep feeding a fire wood and oxygen to keep it going, right? Same with, obviously, a baby, or even just ourselves, feeding ourselves, nurturing ourselves. But to see something grow and mature and, materialize, actualize. Three more. It's way more than three. We have the Queen of Cups, Judgment, and the High Priestess. Huh? And the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. And I don't know why, but I keep these cards keep nudging me a little bit. So let me just give them a shuffle. And I don't know, we'll pick some. I don't know what we're doing here. Okay. So I don't even know where we're gonna put these. As far as like, is everything on the screen? Let me just make sure. Okay, we can kind of like, actually I pulled this one first. This is the month October. Fire, strong emotion, passionate love or hate, well, family, wishes come true, four-leaf clover, great, good fortune. So October looks good. Oh, let's read about this mother card. It says, I love myself unconditionally. The archetype of profound nurturing and service, the mother ensures that a loving embrace caresses all those who are in need of a tender touch. Boundless compassion shines down upon you through the guidance of the Divine Mother, and fertile abundance in all forms awaits you, with a reminder that you are so deeply cared for. All parts of you are welcome and celebrated here. You are being encouraged to open up to connecting with patient role models who may share their wisdom and guide you along your journey. You will discover profound blessings through acts of service and seeking ways to care for others. This becomes a growing cycle of nourishment and fertility for you and those you reach with your gifts. Yeah. I can see that. These two cards even feel motherly. It's definitely like one of the things that's definitely clear here is that there's something that has been incubating. Is that the right word? Like, because when we think mother, right? I mean, it takes 9-10 months for a baby to form and be birthed, right? Like from conception. Is that the word? Is that what's the word? Conception? Why does that not sound right? From the time that a baby is formed. I feel like the word is conception. I don't know why I'm like, clearly that's not the right word that I'm looking for because it is not coming to me. So, moving on. What I was trying to say is that there's this feeling, this energy that there has something that has been in the works for some time. Could be months, could be years, weeks, moments. And it feels like this is validation, or even, of course, just a message that is coming. Even the October card coming out, there could have, of course, this process or thought process, whatever, could have even started this past October. But if that's not the case, even if it was the case, this October coming up, regardless of whenever you're watching this too, would have some significance. And maybe that's when you'll see the actual birthing process, whatever that looks like for you. Fire, strong emotion, passionate love or hate. Again, it could just be whatever this thing is. Maybe you have a love-hate relationship with it. Maybe, again, I even use the analogy about having to feed a fire wood and oxygen, right? It could be feeding a fire love and hate because both of those things, I can't even tell you how many things I accomplished out of rage. Also love, but I'm just making the point that hate or rage in my case, like, it's a motivating factor. Which, of course can fuel a fire. Family wishes coming true. Well, anytime I see this card, I think of like a wishing well, which of course, family wishes coming true. But also in this card, the little bucket that would bring up the water, right? Like it's still down there. Like it's not all the way up to the top yet. So it's, again, this feeling of it's coming. It may just not be there yet. Great fortune. That's pretty self-explanatory, and also part of the reason of why I was saying about something having been incubating or just, in the oven for a while, is this Nine of Wands card. Wands are fire. In tarot, fire is action, taking action towards something. It's the motivation behind the actions that we take. Creativity, passion. How are we communicating those things? What actions are we taking towards those things? I also see wands as being information by way of experience, because that's what we get by trying things. We figure out what works, we figure out what doesn't. What do we like? What don't we like? It also takes us out of our comfort zones most times. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's all experience, and it all turns into information or wisdom, really, because truly, the only way to know if you like something, to know if something works, is by trying it. You know how many times I picked up a hobby, just as an example, and I bought all this shit for it, thinking I was gonna love it. Tried it and I hated it. And I'm like, oh my God, now I have all this shit that I just end up selling on Facebook Marketplace. There should be just like a marketplace for trading hyperfixation crafts and hobbies. But, but I wouldn't have known that. Like I was so convinced in my head that I would have loved the thing. I tried it, didn't like it. Don't get me wrong. There's been plenty of stuff that I thought I would love and did and still do. There's also plenty of things that I thought I was going to hate, tried it and loved it. So again, right? There's only so far we can get in our heads, and there just comes a point where we're going to have to try. Nines are individual completion too. So this is, obviously it's a 9. So they've already gone 1 through 8 in their trying journey. We can see too in this 9 of Wands, because it is called the Wounded Warrior card. We can see that they are a little beat up. It looks like they just took off their boxing gloves. Maybe both of their hands are wounded. Maybe they have carpal tunnel. Um, but the message with the Nine of Wands is, sure, maybe the last couple months, whatever it is that has been in the works, maybe it has been rough. Maybe it has not at all gone the way that you wanted it to. We do have Saturn in Pisces. So if you have planets in Virgo, I mean, if you're whatever, your Virgo rising, sun, moon, whatever placement you have for Virgo, Saturn would have been opposing that at some point. And even when it wasn't exact, I mean, no doubt you would be feeling some effects of Saturn. And Saturn is the planet of discipline, and Saturn rules time also. So even just the correlation between, again, like just something being in the works for a while, and if something just hasn't really worked out, it is requiring you to have maybe even build a discipline, even get clear on what it is that you're doing, that you want to do. What do you love? What do you hate? What are you passionate about? Maybe it's even the putting a fire under your ass if you needed a fire under your ass. So again, and we're starting with the Nine of Wands, which is great because again, it's individual completion. So this is telling me that you should be, if you have been in an energy where you're just like, WTF, like nothing is working out. I keep trying though, right? Because again, the wands are about trying. I keep trying. And I keep, like, I always kind of get this visual of like a bungee cord. And have you ever, this might be, I don't even know if something like this exists anymore, but like at carnivals and stuff, there would be that game where they like attach you by the waist to like a bungee cord and you try to run as far as you can. And then it'll eventually just kind of pull you back. Right? I mean, was that a thing? Or I don't even know where that visual came from, but that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting, that you try to take all these steps forward, and it's like this tension is building, and then all of a sudden it just like pulls you right on back. But also with it being with the Queen of Cups, there was something in here that was healing. Or it at least has a potential to be. Cups have to do with our emotions, how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about our lives, about the people in our lives. It's how we express our emotions, how we deal with our emotions. It's also love. What is our relationship to love? How do we give? How do we receive love? How are we loving ourselves, right? Self-care. And also, queens for me are when we embody the energy of the suit ourselves. We have to recognize the energy within ourselves and master it before we can move on to the king, which is then sharing that with other people and being a leader and authority in it. Also, cups are intuitive, empathy, compassion, grace. I mean, I mentioned, I believe that there's a healing element here. So 2 cards of individuality. This is very much about you. And whatever this 9 of Wands has been, whatever has been nurturing or growing, incubating, whatever, there was something in there that was available to be healed. Maybe it was a limiting belief. Maybe it was recognizing your worth. Maybe it was even because, again, Saturn in Pisces. Pisces is a water sign. Something having to do with, even discipline around our emotions, not emotionally reacting to certain things the same way maybe that you would have in the past. I mean, they're very focused on their cup here. And to me, the expression of the cup is our heart. So being guided by our desires, by our heart, what makes us feel good. And again, and I did kind of mention about stepping outside of your comfort zone, trying hard things, getting rejected multiple times, and how that does build emotional strength. Also, it helps to not take things so personally, because it just is. Then we have the Page of Swords. I love that we have every element out here on the table too, because it's very, kind of balanced in that sense. Like anytime I see every element on the table, it does just make me think that there's some sort of balance, even though it may not feel that way sometimes. So, swords have to do with our minds, our thoughts, ideas, belief systems, truth and honesty, but divine truth, divine honesty, objective truth. It's very logical. It talks about intellect, knowledge, book smarts, not necessarily street smarts. I mean, it could be street smarts, but for some reason, cups is feeling more like street smarts to me right now. I haven't really thought about it that much, but that's just what I was feeling literally in my heart. And I also see swords as being the suit of ego, because that's generally where we hear our ego is in our minds. And our ego is created by the stories that we attach to feelings, to circumstances, to situations, whether they're our stories or not, and whether they're true or not. But it becomes the reason why we do things and don't do things. Pages for me are like the apprentices, they're the newbies. It's allowing yourself to be new in some capacity. And obviously, with it being the Page of Swords, it could be a new belief system. They're already holding the Ace of Swords there. So there's a new idea that you've already had. There's, even a new perspective that you want to explore. And this would be the page putting that into practice and seeing if it holds water. Ha! Because truly, I mean, we could change our mind as often as we want. Every decision that we make, right? I mean, we can constantly decide that we believe something different, that we want to be somebody different, that our truth is different. And especially too, if you are being authentic, really honing in on yourself. Why do you do the things that you do? What information have you gained? What wisdom have you gained from your experiences, your emotional body? What's going on there? Not getting stuck in analysis paralysis, which I feel is I have a Virgo moon. So I feel like I can get stuck in the what ifs. And truly, Like, I had this epiphany not too long ago, actually, that what ifs really don't matter. And what ifs are just, it's fear talking. And it's literally a reason to not make a decision. Because what if this? What if that? It's FOMO too, right? Because, well, what if I make the wrong decision? What if I do this, but really that was the best thing for me to do? No. I mean, like, seriously, what ifs are infinite. There can be an infinite amount of what ifs. And if you're afraid of something, that's all the more reason to just try it. Just dip your toe in it. See how you feel about it. Allow your feelings to guide you instead of your mind. Sure, you get this idea, you want to try it out. Does it feel good? You try it, does it still feel good? If it does, great, continue. If it doesn't, okay, tried it, didn't like it. Now what? Try another thing. This could be a process that you have already been doing, though. And it is all like for a reason here, too, because it really is going to get you to a place where you do actually want to be, even if you're not even clear on what that is. We have the Judgment card here. Judgment Day. Paired with the Page of Swords, like whatever this Page of Swords energy is, this new idea, even a new perspective, just, having a changing your mind set about whatever this is. And even it could have to do with a mother wound. Maybe you have had a difficult relationship with your mother, because the Queen of Cups is also mother. Queens are generally mother, kings are generally fathers. So this could be having a tough relationship with your mother. There could be some level of healing going on here. Again, having a new perspective. This could happen around October. And with the family wishes coming true, establishing a better relationship. Even strong emotion, passion, love, or hate. That would be, that could be a difficult relationship with a mother. And with the Judgment card here, again, there is this major transformation that's happening. This is a card that comes before the World card. So this is recognizing how you've changed, how a relationship has changed, how your whole world really has changed because of the journey that you have been on. This is also allowing yourself to change. It's a letting go of the things that are no longer serving you. It's letting go of those old stories. It's letting go of the hardships. And it would also be all parties involved would be kind of doing the same-ish thing. I don't know why I keep hearing Archangel Gabriel here. I'm not super duper informed on what the meaning of like each archangel is, but maybe that has some sort of significance for you. And even if you just want to Google, you know, the meaning or whatever of Archangel Gabriel. We have the Strength card. I love that the Strength card is looking at the Nine of Wands and the Page of Swords. because this feels like this process has it, like you've had to have, it's either teaching you strength, it's giving you strength. This is Leo, so Leo season is coming up also, obviously right before yours, so there could be something that shifts in Leo season, but then really comes together in October. This could even just be an energy of, because when I first saw it, it was like this strength card. There's something, whether, it's metaphysical, esoteric, energetic, whatever, there's something that is like, it's almost just pushing you forward. And kind of even waiting for you. Because the lion is just sitting there, she's got her hands on the lion, like just kind of petting them. Because I'm just imagine, like when I do that with my dog, and if there's other people around, I'm also just kind of making sure that my dog doesn't leave my side. Just stay here, let them kind of come to you type of thing. So I do also get this feeling that there is something that is waiting here for you. And the high priestess for me is, really being in tune with your star player, your higher self, your intuition. The high priestess also, it's Pisces. And also Cancer, but I've heard Pisces be attributed to the high priestess. So I think that's interesting because we were talking about Saturn being in Pisces. Neptune is in Pisces also. And maybe the high priestess is Neptune. Let me see. No, that's the Hanged Man, but I don't know. I'm feeling... Anyway, it doesn't matter. There's almost like a fate kind of aspect to the high priestess. It's stepping into your power. This whole, process being exactly what it needed to be to get you to a certain point in your life. This could have to do with work. I mean, they're sitting on a laptop here. So there could be some sort of communication over the internet. It could be working remotely. It could be sharing your thoughts over the internet. I mean, I'm just thinking all of the things that go into having a laptop. Like what would you do with a laptop? Creating something. And especially with the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, this is like a new opportunity. Pentacles have to do with our money. It could be a new job. It could be a gift. It's also worth, the things that we put value on, recognizing your own self-worth, having a new appreciation for yourself. We have the Two of Cups behind there, making connections. Interestingly enough, this person is like standing in whatever this is. If it's it could be an ocean, a lake, a river, whatever this person is standing. So it's almost like whoever this person is, they could be a water sign. I mean, of course, it's cups, right? And, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And this person is standing on dry ground, which to me just feels like an earth sign, which obviously Virgo, earth sign. But they're both like reaching either for each other or for each other's cups. So there's some type of exchange going on here. This, of course, can be romantic. You could meet somebody that you want to have a romantic something with, and you guys click. This would be shared values. This is both people having a full cup, able to give and receive equally. The Six of Swords is very future focused. It could be moving overseas, or not necessarily like, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a country, moving. It can be, but it can be moving different states. But also swords being with our mind, it's our mindset being future focused, allowing yourself to think of what your next steps are. And then we have the Lovers card. So we have the Two of Cups. You could meet somebody at work. Maybe they live a distance from you, or they just moved to your area. You just moved to that area. This feels very fated. The Four of Swords is rest. Three of Cups, support from others. Beautiful. Very exciting. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.